Blair, all I see is asphalt, and all I can think about is what happens when it rains.
Yes, when that rain hits the land here, it's going to pick up all of the pollution on these roads and sidewalks. So the emissions from our cars and the sediment, the dirt that is also on these surfaces. And it'll enter a stormwater system and flow into the Colossus River that we have here.
You know, people just don't realize how much pollution comes from the hard surfaces in our communities. But we have this beautiful planting here. What is it about?
Yes, we're in Richmond County at Rappahannock High School, and we've got a rain garden behind us that was installed in partnership with the Friends of the Rappahannock and with an environmental science class.
Fantastic. And what's the purpose of this rain garden?
Yeah, so rain gardens are plantings that treat runoff from impervious surfaces. So we do have parking lots around us, some ball fields, and a little bit of turf grass that can be impervious as well.
Exactly. You know, with sidewalks and things, people don't even realize grass is impervious at times and can equally provide runoff. But this rain garden here, you know, sometimes it has water for a short period of time, but other times it's dry. Can any plant be used? Because this is a very nice combination of plants.
So rain gardens use native plants that are sometimes called wet foot, dry foot plants. So they can tolerate standing water for a little bit of time and be dry for other parts of the year, which we have frequently in Virginia, both.
Yes.
And you can see it has a little bit of a grade to it, a little dip, so that water will pool off of the parking lot and then infiltrate slowly. So above us we have a willow oak, we have some red osier dogwoods, panic grass, there's some ilex behind us as well, but there are lots of different plants that you can pick. So we're missing some perennials that could be here if you wanted it.
Add a little splash of color.
Exactly,
Yes.
and you could have those seasonal colors if you'd like.
Well, what about the soil? Is there anything special done to the soil for a rain garden?
Yes, if you don't have a great infiltration rate, which can happen with Virginia clay,
Right.
you can amend the soil with a rain garden mix or a bio mix that will be a large portion of sand, some topsoil, and then sometimes some pine fines, things like that.
But if you can't afford the biomix, what could you do to your home soil?
Yes, so you can amend your home soil with compost or with a mix of compost and sand to help with that infiltration rate. We are trying to infiltrate water, so anything that can permeate better than Virginia clay.
So break it up so those roots and the air and the water can get all down into that soil.
Exactly.
And replenish the water table.
Exactly.
Yes. Now, if it rains real heavily, you know, all that soil, does it float? Does it go away? You know,
no, it'll stay in place, and the roots will help with that too, and the microbe communities on those roots will help keep it in place. This system does have an overflow drain. It is engineered for a particular storm, but if we get a really big rain, it has somewhere to go.
oh, that's great. What else do the plants do though? Because I know our water is not pure, it's not clean.
Yes. So plants, of course, have so many wonderful benefits. They treat pollution. They will take up that phosphorus and that nitrogen, use it to grow and create that habitat for pollinators and food. They can process heavy metals sometimes, depending on the plant. And again, they're just beautiful and create that sense of place.
This is a beautiful rain garden. So who truly is involved with taking care of it?
So Rappahannock High School, of course, and the environmental science students installed it, and they continue to maintain it. And I'd also like to thank Friends of the Rappahannock for facilitating this VCAP project.
Oh, what a great combination. So they're getting mentored by, I'm just so excited about that. Who else can get involved with this program, and how do they apply?
Yes, so the reason that we are here in particular is this is a VCAP project. So I run the VCAP program, the Virginia Conservation Assistance Program, through the Soil and Water Conservation Districts. So anyone that has a property that might have an issue can apply. So it could be places of worship, businesses, homeowners, any of those properties qualify.
Oh, so you'll help me.
Yes, and so we have district staff that go out and can have a site visit with homeowners and discuss what issues they're having. Maybe it's lots of runoff, maybe standing water, bare ground, these different issues that can cause pollution to run into our rivers and streams. So we want to intercept that and prevent it from reaching there with all of that pollution load.
What a beautiful way to intercept it.
Yes, of course.
And also to help replenish our groundwater supply.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. So What are the, I'll say, the steps in getting connected with the program?
Yes, so I would, of course, go to our website, so Virginia Association of Soil and Water Districts website, and you can find your district staff. So the different counties have different district staff. You'll set up that site visit, and they'll come out and discuss the issue. And we do have an application process, and that application process will approve you for reimbursement for these practices.
A percentage of it or the whole thing?
A percentage, yes.
Okay.
So it depends on the practice exactly how we break that down, but we want to protect the water quality of our rivers and streams. So we are trying to encourage homeowners to take up these practices.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So this is a statewide offering?
It is. I will say there are some cities that are not in districts,
Okay.
but we're slowly incorporating them.
Okay.
And so if that is not available to you right now, maybe we can have a conversation about it and see if we can bring some cities on board.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yes.
And I will say we have a variety of practices. So this is one of them, and it is one of my favorites. I do love rain gardens, but we also can sponsor rainwater harvesting systems, permeable pavers, vegetated swales, things like that. So whatever is the most appropriate for your issue and for what you'd like to have. So if you like those plants, we can talk about vegetated offerings.
But maybe you just want a very nice rain barrel. Or,
Yes.
Or maybe you want that permeable paver in your terrace instead of the hard stone.
Yes.
So there's many options, and people there know what they're doing.
And just to the plants, if you have a preference for certain bugs that you like or colors, or you really want to see something bright in the fall, our native plants are incredible. And so you can find a design or a contractor that'll help you with a design that meets your needs. And people will never know that it's functioning to treat stormwater unless you tell them.
Exactly.
You could drive by this and say, oh, that's really nice and beautiful and adds to this site that's otherwise just a road and some sidewalks, and never know that it's doing something really incredible.
This is fantastic, because as we all know, our rainwater falls on these hard surfaces and it rushes into our stormwater systems, and it ends up at our local river, which ends up at the bay. I love it when students get involved in a project such as this, where they get out and they get involved, they get their hands in the garden, they get their hands dirty, and they also learn the importance that this garden plays in protecting our environment. So I thank you so much for coming and sharing the program with us, and also for showing off the work of Rappahannock High School.
Yeah, thank you.
This has been wonderful to highlight such a success story in such a public space.